right, what is up, everybody? Divine Hood here, coming at you with another daily update on Bitcoin and the crypto markets. Welcome in, everybody. Happy Good Friday to you all. Thank you for being here. Yeshwant, much love to you. Mr. Rekei-chun, thank you so much for being here, man. Yeah, let's see if we can get some low time frame scalps today. What we can focus on today, because it is going to be slow and boring. It's a holiday week, or it's a holiday, markets are closed, holiday weekend. So I suspect today and tomorrow are going to be pretty boring. Actually, Wednesday or Sunday probably too. But let's try to get some real low time frame scalps. I saw your message while I was waiting for the thing, and I looked at Ethereum and Solana, and we might be able to get a couple scalps there coming in there, or even on Bitcoin. Right now, Bitcoin is seeing some bearish CVD divergences here. You can see lower highs through all of this, higher highs here. And yes, this high, this wick here is almost up to this high, but it's not quite. But we're even seeing some bearish CVD between that high and these lower highs here. And we have higher highs in the CVD. So maybe we can get a scalp short trade on Bitcoin just to take out this low. I mean, that would be nice, even if we, did something like this, a flat in here and came and take out that low. Once we take out that low, we could look for a long just to take out this high as well. So we'll be looking at some of these low time frame scalps in today's live stream. And we can cover some of the other altcoins too. Guys, XPL, we might have some really good short opportunity on XPL too as well. You have to be careful with that one because XPL is a low liquidity asset, and so it does move a lot more, but we did get that massive rejection yesterday, and we're losing the value area high of the range. You can see here, finally starting to fall back inside that value area high. So if we back test that value area high, we might be able to get a good short here on XPL. And once again, with XPL, because we did see maybe an ABC correction here, we could dump all the way back down to take out this low here around 7 cents. And so a short opportunity on this might be really, really awesome to see. Okay. Boondock Saint, welcome in. Tony CC, welcome in. Turbo about to blow. We'll check out Turbo too. R Pink, much love to you as always. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for modding. Time Attack, you as well. Appreciate you guys so much for doing the jobs you do on the streams. Team B Willa, love you. Welcome in. Golden Liquidations, happy Friday to you, man. Yeah, it's probably gonna be a slow day, but welcome in, guys. Not quicker. Michael Mitzal, Liam, Dylan Wadzia, Wadha, Chad P, Ryan Hinson, good afternoon, good evening to all of you guys. Much love to you. I hope you guys have a good weekend. If you celebrate Easter, I hope you have a good weekend celebrating Easter with your family, Passover, whatever you guys celebrate. Or if you're just enjoying this weekend, I hope you guys do spend some time to enjoy the weekend. Decrypto, much love to you, brother. Good afternoon. All right, so let's see, with Bitcoin, going back to Bitcoin here, we are holding the value area low of the range, and that is good that we are holding the value area low. Could we see a move up to the value area high? Yes, we could. What I don't like so far, and I do think this range is going to be coming to an end relatively soon here, guys. Probably not until markets open next week. But what we've seen here is this entire move that we've seen throughout the week does look corrective. There's a lot of choppy overlap in here. And if we're looking at from the lows, which was a weekend low, we have to remember, guys, this was a weekend low that was put in. So it is more susceptible to be taken out because it was weekend. It happened during the weekend. But we could even be looking at something like a wave here. You kind of have that flat and a B, and then you have this C wave. So that's that 3-wave move up. And then when we rejected that Coinbase POC earlier this week, we dumped pretty hard here. So because we're starting after a corrective choppy move in here, and then we start this dump pretty aggressively, I am going to be looking for the golden pocket. And this is the golden pocket that I mentioned in yesterday's stream as a potential lower high before breaking this thing down and finally seeing this range break to the downside, or the value area low give out, and then we could come down to grab some of this lower liquidity down here. Could we come up to 72,000? Because we do know there's a lot of liquidity up there. Yes, we could. That liquidity is going to act as a strong magnet. And sometimes before seeing this range end, this is like an internal high. And the market makers generally will stop out liquidity within an internal range. Within a range, they'll stop out the internal liquidity before making a major resolution of the range. So I do have to keep in mind that that could happen, that there is a whole lot of liquidity up in that area. Let's go to the Model 3 heat map 1 month. Yeah, so you can see all that liquidity resting up there, a fair amount of liquidity that is resting up above those highs. And then I want to check out some of the lower time frame stuff. We can look at just the past couple of days and see what I'm talking about, guys, with the short opportunity we could get or the long opportunity. Very small scalps coming down to around 66,000. And let's just zoom in here. If we lose the VWAP right now, which we are seeing those bearish CVD divergences there, we could see that move down just to take out this low around 66,000. This is 66,240, but coming into that liquidity at $66,000. And if we just look at, let's zoom out to the 15-minute chart here, pulling our golden pocket. Okay, golden pocket's actually already been hit. That's where this bounce was earlier. So because we've already hit this golden pocket, we wouldn't be paying too much attention to the golden pocket, but what we could look at is the 786, because the 786 is also pretty strong within those ranges. And you can see this 786 is going to be right where that liquidity, that low time frame liquidity is at below us, coming right into that 786. What if we're going to be looking for a short, because we are seeing the bearish CVD divergences in here. If we're going to be looking for a short, I would say the first TP would be the liquidity that is resting here. We have this mini range that is kind of developed, and we can even pull a volume profile for this range. Okay. Interesting that we are holding the value area low. We keep rejecting from value area high. We're just chopping, and you could even shorten this range to just this price action in here. I would say, you know, it's going to be choppy. It's going to be really choppy. So if you are looking for moves on Bitcoin, I would definitely be cautious, setting tight stop losses if you're scalping in the range. And also if you're scalping in this range, you want to make sure you're getting in right on the level and then taking profit as soon as that first scalp resistance or support level is hit, right? If you're short, as soon as you hit that first support level, take some profit, move your stop loss to break even. And then if you're long, hitting into that first resistance, take some profit, move that stop loss to break even. Yes. Okay, guys. So other than that, what I'm looking at is this entire move from yesterday's dump. We came down, not yesterday's dump. Yeah, it was yesterday's dump. Thursday came down into this little area. All of this does look corrective as well, but what we could be seeing is a larger, like this is all going to be part of a sideways range or a triangle, and then we could get one more push up into that golden pocket. Within these triangles that we see, oftentimes the market makers will break that triangle down first. See, or break it to the upside. You'll see a fake out is what I'm trying to say. You'll see a fake out to grab the triangle high, and then you'll continue down, or you'll see a fake out to the lows to grab that internal low right there, probably into that 786 Fibonacci where that liquidity is, and then you'll see that move up to grab the highs. But this does look like a continuation consolidation pattern, and we know that we did dump into the triangle, so there is a higher probability of dumping out of it. And that is something that I will be watching for, is those key little pivots within the triangle to maybe make some scalps on those key pivots. But guys, there's really not a lot going on here. On Ethereum, I do like this little, so for scalps, for very small scalps, Ethereum does have this nice little low into a golden pocket that has not quite been hit yet, because this golden pocket was created from this low to this high. So this wick into it has not, this golden pocket was created after that low. So if we do come down to around 2040, maybe wick down to about 2038, grab some liquidity into a golden pocket, we might even be able to just get a scalp long opportunity on this, reclaiming that low. Your stop would go below wherever that wick ends. And honestly, I would just be targeting taking out those highs in there. That's still an amazing scalp trade. And even if you wanted to TP, because we are below the VWAP, even to the POC, you could TP one at the POC. That's still a 5-to-1 risk to reward ratio for a very small scalp trade on Ethereum that could honestly break you out to much higher levels, right? Up to your value area high, up to wherever this golden pocket is going to be, which is going to be in confluence with that value area high. So that would probably be the final TP for me, is coming up into this area. But very nice scalp opportunity. I'm actually going to set an alert on this low right now. And if we do get into that during the stream, we might be able to get a little bit of a scalp long opportunity. And then on Solana. So Solana has lost its big 6-7 week range volume profile. So if we look at this volume profile, first off, we've lost the bullish pitchfork. I was looking to come up a little bit higher to back test the golden pocket in confluence with that bearish back test of the pitchfork. We couldn't get above the POC. We saw one wick up above it, but we're chopping. So what was important about Solana is we were chopping between the value area low and the POC, right? Chop, chop, chop. And then we lose it with volume to the downside yesterday. So because we lost it with volume, with a big volume imbalance to the downside, now we're looking for a slow kind of grindy corrective range to backtest that value area low. And upon the bearish backtest, if you do reject here, you expect to at least take out that low from Thursday. So could be looking at a short trade on the rejection of the value area low with a TP. You could even TP at the golden pocket, right? TP1. Let me grab that. You could even TP1 at this golden pocket, then move your stop to break even. But then a TP2 would be taking out this low here. And we might see a double bottom, or, you know, this was support. I was looking for this support for quite a while because we did have a naked daily point of control in here as well. You can see that was our support box we were looking at for quite some time. And let me see if we hit the naked daily point of control here. Yeah, we did hit that naked daily point of control. So bounce from grabbing liquidity into a naked daily. Remember, within ranges, sideways ranges especially, volume and liquidity are the two most important things. So when you have a liquidity grab into a volume level of support, that is going to give you at least a good scalp long opportunity. I did not take that, by the way, guys. I was focused on Bitcoin, focused on other things. But now we have these internal lows just below us, where if we do reject from the bearish backtest of the value area low, we might see a move down to kind of grab Thursday's low and this low at the same time. I would like to see a double liquidity grab, get back above, and then maybe we can make another attempt to backtest or break back in the range. Backtest and reject or break back in the range. Samuel, welcome in, man. I'm new. Can you quickly go over how you draw the pitchfork? Yes. So pitchforks are pulled from major swing positions. So let me just go onto the index chart on Bitcoin here. So for instance, within this range, we've been in this range for about 7 weeks now, right? But you want to, once you establish some really nice pivots within a range, so obviously our low is a very, very important low at $60,000. Then we saw this 3-wave corrective move up, making overall a lower high, right? Below these highs. So now that, and then we started to dump. We started to dump here. So that is now a major pivot high within the beginning of the range. Remember, you want to find these pitchforks at the beginning of a trend. You're trying to predict what the trend is going to do overall. And then we did see that larger kind of three-wave corrective move down, and we made a higher low into your golden pocket 786 zone. So from those three pivots, you can pull your pitchfork. And what we're looking at, because we were expecting sideways and up here, right? We were expecting a wave 4. If you guys remember, and you're new here, Samuel, so you might not know this, but we were expecting this range here to be like a complex corrective range before an aggressive dump. And then this is our wave 3. This, at the time, we were looking at this as a wave 3 of an Elliott wave impulse to the downside. So we were looking for a corrective move between the 382 and the 0.5 Fibonacci, then for that big dump to the downside. So either way, we didn't know that this range was going to last as long or be as sideways, but we were looking for kind of sideways and up corrective price action. So when you're pulling your pitchfork, you're going to go from that major swing low to that first kind of high in the range, and then to that first big higher low within the range. And once you've got this, you're, of course, as soon as this pivot develops, you could be pulling that pitchfork. Well, you're looking for important areas within the pitchfork, but what you want to do is you want to go into your settings on the pitchfork, and you want to look at, so first off, we're looking for sideways and up. So you're not going to use an original pitchfork because that's an aggressive uptrend. That's something you would be looking for if we were expecting impulsive price action, like a wave 1, a wave 2, a wave 3, 4, and a 5. You would be pulling an original pitchfork. If we're expecting a pretty sideways range, or, you know, not much upside, not much explosion to the upside, you're going to want to go into settings on that pitchfork, and you're going to want to change it to a skiff pitchfork, because a skiff pitchfork is going to give you that flattest sideways and uptrend. So you can see skiff pitchfork. Now, I will say this, Bitcoin in particular does love the modified skiff pitchfork. So if we come in here and we change it to modified skiff, it just shifts it a little bit. What you want to do really is you want to look at first off, we pulled it from this pivot to this pivot to this pivot. So even though the pitchfork was pulled after this price action, you can still look to see if this price action was respected in the past. Because if it has been respected in the past, then it's more likely it will be respected in the future. So based off of just these three pivots, all we really have to look at within the pitchfork is this price action. So now what you can do is you can go to the modified skiff or to the skiff. I like to start out with the skiff first because we're looking for a kind of sideways and flat range and upwards. So now we look at this, okay, that upper band was respected. We dropped to the midline, then we back tested that upper band, okay. You did see a little bit of a deviation above the midline, but then you dropped to the lower band. You saw a nice bounce from that lower limit of the lower band. You lost it, you back tested it, and then that low was made. So I like the way the skiff pitchfork is being respected here. And then what we could look at is as this range develops, you're going to see, especially in sideways ranges, you'll see wicks through, you know, midlines and stuff like that. But like for the most part, look at, we come up to the upper band, we try to break above it. You lose it, you back test it, so then you fall to the lower band. The lower band holds, you kind of have that chop around the midline, you come up, you reject from the upper band again, but you hold the midline, so now you're going to make an attempt to come towards the top. But you found a range within that band, and I often say this on the channel, within these pitchfork bands, you often find ranges within the upper and lower band of the pitchfork. So ranged for a bit, lost it, back tested the midline, fell to the lower band again. Got a nice bounce from the lower band, rejection, now you fall to the bottom because you rejected twice here. And then now we're chopping around the bottom of the pitchfork, the skiff pitchfork. So the bottom and tops of pitchforks are often very important support and resistances. And you can see here, actually, Bitcoin is struggling at the lows of the pitchfork. If we start to lose this pitchfork structure, just like Solana, you could see the big dump out of it to make new lows, or to grab important liquidity in the lows, internal lows within the range. So now what we're looking at here, let's go back to that one. I would say this, at the beginning of this move up throughout the week, you can see the bottom of the pitchfork was largely holding. You saw one deviation on Sunday, a weekend low, and that was a little bit based off of news, I believe. But it was holding for the most part in here. But after finally coming up and hitting the lower band of the Pitchfork where we did reject, where we were looking for a rejection here. This was the lower band of the Pitchfork and the Coinbase POC. I've been talking about that all week long. This is a bigger bearish Pitchfork, but you also have your smaller bullish Pitchfork band there as well. And we do have that on the chart. This is our modified skiff one. So we were looking at modified skiff here, but now that this was holding all week, we're dumping, and you can see we kind of lost it, and we're struggling to get back into it here. We're really struggling to get back into it. And so if we zoom in onto the 1 hour chart, we're struggling to get back in, and what is happening right now, we're creating some bearish CVD. So what was acting as support earlier throughout the week is now kind of acting as resistance for us. And yes, there will be chop through it, especially on like low time frame, very wicky price action like this. But I am looking for that potential breakdown, and let's see if we're seeing here. I mean, so obviously we want the open interest to be nicely increasing, not decreasing here. But we are seeing from that high that was made on Thursday, I believe, yep, bearish CVD divergences pretty aggressively. You're at the VWAP, and if the VWAP holds, you expect another local move up. So for me, I don't really want to short this until we lose the VWAP. I would like to see a loss of the VWAP and then maybe a low time frame back test. And upon that back test, that's when we can short, because then the bearish CVD might play out where you break down to come take out this low and come to your 786 Fibonacci. But I hope that helps a little bit with the Pitchforks. So also, Samuel, with your settings on the Pitchfork, I generally just turn on the 0.5, the 618, and the 1, right? I turn off the background, or you can turn it, the opacity all the way down to 0. And then what's important in these Pitchforks is you have levels, right? The top and the bottom are your 1 and your -1. These I call the bands, right? So this is your upper band in here, and this is your lower band in here. And you will see oftentimes you get a lot of rangy price action within the bands. But it's very similar. If Pitchfork trading is actually similar in a ways to volume profile trading, where what was acting as support, as soon as you lose it, you'll often bearishly backtest it. If you reject on the bearish backtest, you'll drop to the next major Pitchfork band. After bouncing from that support, you'll come back up to test it again. Either you reclaim it, and then you probably are going to work your way up to the upper band, or you reject, and then you're going to work your way through that support down to the next support level. But it's pretty much a trend indicator. You're trying to analyze the trend. And we were expecting some sort of bounce from those lows and this lower high that was created. We were expecting this kind of bigger corrective range. I honestly thought that was going to be the end of it, if you guys remember, because we did have an impulse down from that high, rejecting from the anchored VWAP. But we got one more kind of push up here. Okay, let me check the chat. Yashnark Kibi, welcome in, man. Can you also show some of the new people how to calculate position size? Yes, guys, we can do this. Never seen you given this much attention to the RSI. I'm not looking at the CJ. I'm not looking at the RSI. I'm looking at, like, with this is the CVD. And this is the open interest. So bearish CVD divergences, especially in these kind of choppy price action, it is not even really absorption. I guess you could say from this high, you are seeing a little bit of bearish CVD, even though this wick did go above this high. If you're discounting that wick, then yeah, you're kind of seeing some bearish CVD absorption. But RSI, not really too much. I do look at the RSI on Market Cipher B. When the RSI and the stochastic RSI are coming together like this as one, generally it will be a temporary top and you can fall down. Or when they come together at the bottom, you will see that too. But yes, okay, so let's go into calculating. Let's go into risk management, guys. The most important thing to understanding trading is risk management. Okay, you can understand how to find all the levels of confluence, right? Using volume profiles, using naked daily points of control, using pitchforks, using channels, using Fibonacci retracements, order blocks, whatever tool you use to find that confluence. What is important is to, like, you know, let's just say at this high here, we were looking for a short because it was an anchored VWAP, and I believe a golden pocket was up there as well. Once, and I shorted 73, actually, was that the one? Trying to remember, I shorted a lower high golden pocket. And what we're looking at is once you get to your levels of resistance or support, you're looking for some sign of strength, right? Some confirmation on the chart. So I come down to my NAMI and Market Cipher B. I look for confirmation. Actually, this is a good example because we were looking for a bounce here. Grabbing liquidity into your 786 Fibonacci, and it was your value area low. And so you can see we did see those lower lows in the price action, higher lows here, and then we bounce. Now, we were looking for the long off the confirmed swing failure pattern. So it was this low we were looking at. So what we wanted to see was a pierce below that low into our support level. Let me just get rid of this real quick. Into your support level, and then a rise above it. Now, as soon as you start rising back above it, you could enter the long position. So if we're going to enter the long position after getting back above that low, we enter long. Usually you mark it in, or you can wait for a 5-minute candle, you mark it in, wait for a 10-minute candle, mark it in. Your stop loss is going to go below that low because the premise is that it's a swing failure pattern. It's a failed swing break to the downside, and then you're going to see a rise up. And so you get in on that swing long, your stop goes below that low. And for me, I would have been targeting that golden pocket, right? Let's just pull that golden pocket real quick as a TP1. Golden pocket right up here as a TP1. And that shows you have a 7.5 to 1, 7 to 1 risk to reward ratio, 7.5 to 1 risk to reward ratio. But what is super important, first off, you want to have more than a 3 to 1. Actually, let me go to this here. So what is important is you don't have to win all your trades, right? Most people don't win all their trades. It's based off probabilities, right? But if you're taking a 3 to 1 risk to reward ratio, so you're risking 1% to make 3%, you can actually lose 70% of your trades and you can only win 30% and still be profitable over time. And then of course, if you're taking higher, like a lot of times in our community, we do look to snipe positions, and a lot of the time we have 4 to 1, 5 to 1, 6 to 1, 7 to 1 risk to reward ratio trades. But what's important to understand here is this number here, your stop loss percentage. So you always want to calculate your trade ahead of time. You want to plan your trade ahead of time. We had a planned scalp long opportunity. I can go into the Telegram now and show you guys that I actually called for a scalp long off of this SFP if we got it. I actually personally didn't take it myself, but I let you guys know ahead of time that it was a trade to be taken. But what we're looking for is this number here, your stop loss percentage. So if you plan your trade out ahead of time, you know what this stop loss percentage is. So let's say I'm just going to give a random account size of $1,000. Let's just say you have $1,000 to trade with. We're generally risking 1% per trade, sometimes 2, sometimes 3 on bigger swing positions, but you're risking generally 1% per trade. That's a good rule of thumb as a day trader. So what is 1% of $1,000? It's $10. So we're risking $10 per trade. That doesn't mean your position size is going to be $10. That means that's what you're risking. If you get stopped out on this trade, you're going to lose $10. Now what we have to do is, because we already have our stop loss measured out, we're going to divide what our 1% of our trade divided by this stop loss percentage. But because it's a percentage, you have to move the decimal over 2 places. So we're going to divide this by 0.00425. Okay. So that means that we could put $2,352 on the trade. That's our position size. When you enter, your margin you can use, or your position size, it doesn't necessarily mean margin, but your position size is going to be $2,352. If you get stopped out, you're going to lose $10. In this case, if you win, you're going to win 7.5, times that amount, or you're going to make 7.5% on your portfolio. So that is important. Now, let's say, hey, Divine Hood, you just said our account was $1,000. I don't have $2,352 in my account. I only have $1,000 in my account. How am I supposed to put that much money? Well, this is where leverage comes into play. So now you could take your account, you can crank the leverage up to 3x or 5x. Let's just say 5x in this case. And now you have $5,000 in your account. 1,000 of it is your own money, and you're borrowing 4,000 from the exchange. It also raises your liquidation price up, right? The higher your leverage is, the higher your liquidation price goes, or the closer it goes to your entry. But it doesn't matter. Your leverage does not matter, because you're going to get stopped out before you get liquidated anyways. You're still going to lose whether your leverage is at 5x or 50x. If you put this much of a position size in the trade, when you get stopped out, if you get stopped out, you will still lose $10. So leverage does not matter. Leverage is a tool to give you extra money in your account to free up from margin, so you can use less margin on the trade. Or like in this case, because we want to risk 2,300, or we want to put a position size of $2,352, we need to borrow some money from the exchange in order to get our proper position size. So in this case, we put our leverage up to 5x. Now we have $5,000. Now you can enter that long trade, $2,352. And then you even have some money left over in your account if you want to look for a heg short, right? Say we come up to this golden pocket here. You want to short this golden pocket rejection, and you want to look to, maybe see a big breakdown of this range here in a wave 3 to the downside. But you're going to leave this open. Maybe you're going to take 75% out at this area, but you're going to leave 25% open just in case it continues to break up. So you still have some money tied up in this trade, but you still have extra money left over in your account that's free for trades, because you have your leverage at 5x. And that's where leverage comes into play, guys. You're not going to say, hey, I only have $1,000 in my account, but I want to take a $10,000 long trade here, so I'm going to crank up the leverage to 10x, and I'm going to whole port 10x long. That's a very risky game, and in time, one mistake you can make can erase months of work or completely drain and liquidate your account, and you'll have to start over. And trust me, I have done that process many, many times. I had to learn the hard way. So thank you, R Pink, for suggesting that. I do think that the most important thing in trading is risk management. And of course, also planning your trade ahead of time, and getting into the more probable trades that are more probable to play out. That's where my indicators come into play. That's why I use these indicators for confirmations. I'm not blindly going to long as we come down here. I'm going to look for confirmations, and if we get it, then I'll take the long. But yeah, that's that. Okay, and you don't follow patterns much either. Your key indicators are fibs, Elliott waves, and some support resistance. Yeah, CJ, for me, the main key things I like to use, of course, is pitchforks. Like everyone knows, I love pitchforks and channels. They are trend indicators that when you're in a trend, they can be very, very helpful. But volume and liquidity are the most important things in the market. So I'm always paying attention to swing highs and swing lows, these highs and lows, liquidity grabs, as we call them, stop hunts, whatever you want to say. And then I like volume levels. So I often will use the naked daily points of control, naked monthly, naked weekly points of controls, volume levels. And what else is a volume level? Is a volume of a fixed range volume profile. When you pull a fixed range volume profile, you have a value area low, a value area high, and a POC. Last week, we grinded all week long, really choppy and crappy, until we hit the POC. And then you see the aggressive dump to the downside. So volume levels, very important for me. And yes, Fibonacci's as well. Fibonacci, especially the Fibonacci golden pocket, because it's based off something that is ingrained in our subconscious mind, that golden phi ratio. Samuel S., welcome in, my friend. Thank you so much for being here. Yeah, guys, please hit the like button. If you got any sort of insight into the market from this live stream, or if you do at all, please hit the like button. If you're just enjoying the live stream, please hit the like button. We will definitely be looking for some scalp trades here. Man, this is going to be super low volume chop, guys, throughout the weekend. Probably, definitely today and tomorrow. It's going to be super low volume chop. And, gosh, I wouldn't be surprised if we chop in between here for most of the day. and then maybe hopefully come down and grab that low. I'm just saying it generally, like in kind of trader you are. I don't see you use those very much. Yes. Yeah, volumes, RSIs, way more. Yeah, I don't use, so RSI, relative strength index, it's pretty much a momentum indicator, right? So you're still looking in an RSI, you're pretty much still looking for oversold, overbought, and you're looking for bear divs and bull divs. So I already have my momentum oscillators with NAMI and Market Cipher B. So I don't really, and to me, these are better than the RSI. So I don't have much of a need for the RSI just because I have, in my opinion, better indicators than that. Thank you, R Pink. I appreciate the comment, man. All right, let's see what's going on with Bitcoin here. So it's interesting how Coinbase, we're below the VWAP, and we've been below it for, a few hours here. Keep rejecting, but we're creating these higher lows. And on Bybit, I believe we're still above it. So you can kind of see this. We're kind of creating this little triangle in here on the 5-minute. Which we did dump going into it, guys. So we do have a high, this is Ethereum, sorry. We did dump going into it. So we might dump out of it just to grab this low. That would be cool. Bitcoin. Yeah, Bitcoin, we are. Okay, cool. So I want to lose for looking for a short. I know we are seeing that bearish CVD absorption, not absorption, bearish CVD divergences right now, but we haven't lost the VWAP yet. So we can't really, with high confidence, take the short trade until we lose the VWAP and start to reject, start to maybe see a loss and a bearish backtest with the rejection. And that's when I would be looking to come down to sweep this low. Let's see. Did we sweep this guy? No, double bottom there too, guys. So that's twice the liquidity to come down. Yeah, volume levels and volume have a bit of, yes, exactly. Volume levels are like where there's high spikes in the volume at a certain price. But volume in general is just looking at like the strength of the candle or the strength of the trend. But I wonder why they see basic volume like, but I wonder. Well, the thing is when volume comes into the market, that's when the big guys are really confident in their position. So that, say you see a major low and you see a lot of volume coming in on a spike to the upside. That means a lot of traders are entering, which is giving that move to the upside a lot of momentum. And so the more volume that comes in, it's pretty much the more confident the market is in that move heading in that direction. So for Solana, you can see that our money flow still looks pretty good on the 30-minute. I was actually looking even if we do bounce from the VWAP, which is near the golden pocket, it's not so much anymore, but seeing something, if we grind down like this, you could even take a scalp long just to come up to value area high. Something like once you bounce from the golden pocket, as soon as you reclaim the VWAP, come up value area high. That's still a really good scalp trade because I'm expecting this to continue grinding up with all this crappy overlap until we actually get to testing that value area low, which is at like 81.131, 81.13. The crazy thing is, though, look at this little drop is already taken, 4 or 5 hours? So we could see another 4 or 5 hours just coming down, like, wicking up and down on the 5-minute until we get down there. Might be a little bit hard to find something on stream today. I don't want to force a trade just for the sake of it. Let's look at some other assets that have decent liquidity. Guys, by the way, do you see what's happening with Say? Say is just completely nosediving here. Pretty much at all-time lows on Say. At least on Coinbase. Like just continuing to dump aggressively. Man, I don't even like that range anymore. The thing with Say I'm looking for is a back test of this Pitchfork that we lost. If we can come back test this Pitchfork, you might be able to get a little scalp off of that. And I would like to see some sort of rounding bottom form here. Yeah, yes, Tony, it's very important not to force trades. Say it's not true. Love it, R Pink. I love that. BNB has been good. Now, guys, I've had this alert set on BNB for like 2 months now. Okay, coming down to our 1-to-1 Fibonacci extinction at this weekly level at 555. I really do think we could see a very nice trade from this support zone here. It's going to be the value area low of your previous range. Now, this is on the daily chart, right? So this is a very important support on higher time frames. But you can see our prior range that lasted from March of 2024 all the way to June of 2025. So over a year long, like a year and 3 months long. We've fallen back inside of this range. And look at where we rejected. This lower high here was a rejection from the bearish backtest of the value area high. So because we did that and because we're losing the POC of the range, I expect a move to the value area low of your previous range. And there also happens to be a weekly close by, and I believe there was something else there as well. Maybe a naked daily point of, naked weekly point of control. I don't think it's going to go back that far anymore. No, unfortunately we don't. Let's see if we have a naked monthly there, though. Nope. But what I'm looking for is coming down to this box. It would be really nice to get that one more move down. And also, if we look at this, you know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here. It would be super, super nice to get that low into this support level where we could then maybe see, even if it's going to be a 3-wave corrective move to make a lower high, man, this could be a very good long trade. So $555 to about, what is that? 545 is going to be a really nice potential swing long opportunity on BNB. And BNB has been one of the strongest coins in this entire bull market. Let's get rid of this channel now. Let's get rid of this now. Yesterday, we finally broke the value area low to the downside with a volume imbalance candle. So we were expecting to take out the range lows, but look at this. We have not taken out those range lows yet. Double bottom yesterday, but we did not take them out. So actually what we could be looking for on BNB is a move up here to fill in a little bit of that imbalance, that fair value gap that was created in here, right? Fair value gap created in here. Backtest the value area low. That could even be a good short to bring down. My first TP would be SFPing these guys here. If we SFP'd it, I'd probably close the trade completely. But to come down to 555 to 545, that would be really nice too. And that could be a super good scalp trade, right? Actually, it'd probably be a day trade there. So we can actually set an alert here as well. Turbo. Okay, I'm sorry. Let's go into Turbo real quick. Turbo USD. Wow. Yeah, let's get rid of some of this old stuff. I think the last time we looked at Turbo was last time you asked about it, John. Interesting. You're back testing the value area low right now. You wicked into it trying to get back in the range, but there was a big sell-off. That is a little bit concerning to me. That you pushed up into it, instant sell-off, and now there is a possibility. I'm still looking. Remember these lows, guys. These lows are double bottom. The crash lows, you did not take out those lows here. You double bottomed that. So coming down and grabbing that liquidity would be the big, nice, long opportunity on Turbo. In some ways, this does look like a corrective move. Let's pull our trend-based Fibonacci extinction here. Yeah, look at that. The 1-to-1 Fibonacci extinction right below those lows. That area right there would be the area that I am looking for a potential swing long opportunity on Turbo. Now, I believe this naked daily is still going to be naked. No, actually, it's not. Okay, so let's get rid of that. I like that naked weekly because there's liquidity. This liquidity resting into that naked weekly. And then it's probably going to be your golden pocket as well. Yeah, very close. Very nice zone to look for a short if Turbo does get back inside the volume profile. This zone right here, liquidity grab into a golden pocket with a naked weekly point of control, and you actually have two little pivots of liquidity there. And this is where you can pull your trend, right? So from the high to the next major lower high, and then we'll bring it down to these lows here. Actually, we might want to bring it down to this first initial low. Yeah, that's the right one. So you can see we're trending down within this channel. So this is a very important back test right now, because look at what's happening here. We're back testing the value area low. It's also the top of the channel. If you reject here, you expect the rotation down to the bottom of the channel, which would be that really important long opportunity there. So let's actually come in and look here. Do we have a short? We are creating some bear divs on NAMI on the 1 hour. Let's go to the 4 hour. On the 4 hour, not really. Okay, let's go to the 15-minute. Yeah, you did have some nice bear divs developing into this. Higher highs here, lower highs here. Money flows draining out. You can see the bear divs here as well. A lot of sell-off when you tried to get up back into the volume profile. Ooh, okay. Starting to lose VWAP, which was holding for a majority of the day. Holding, losing. Now you're back testing here. You're dropping. Let's see if we can grab liquidity from this little pivot and then make a move to back test again, because I would like to sweep some of this in here. If we could sweep some of that and then reject, it would be, I would look for a short. Say and near, fortunately, especially in IR, paid off quite well. Okay, let me get back to Bitcoin real quick. Yes, I can check, Caesar, I can check near. We'll check near. And iGhostface, what platform do I use to find bearish and bullish CVD absorptions? I use a platform called coinalyze.net. So if you just look for type in coinalyze.net, you want to come into your futures data here, go into individual charts, and I have the Bybit USD pair, BTC USD pair on Bybit. But once you get into this chart, you want to come into your indicators here and just add CVD, cumulative volume delta, CVD. And then for me, I also add aggregated open interest. I like to use an aggregated open interest. And then, of course, I have my stochastic RSI down here where I do look at sometimes. Coinalyze.net. And it's free. It's free to use. Let's see if we can't get a little bit of a short on sweeping out these two highs here. Just a little bit of a short there. I did get stopped out on that long yesterday, guys. Yeah, that would be nice. Actually, to come up to your golden pocket would be nice to sweep both of these highs. Remember, I longed the back test of the VWAP or the reclaim of the VWAP in here. And then I got stopped out overnight on that, unfortunately. It was a loss. Yeah, I would. Okay, if we come up to this golden pocket and sweep these two little lows here, or two little lower highs here, because we rejected the value area high of this little micro range, but we front ran the value area low. So if we can come up here, grab that, and then come down. Oh, yeah. Super nice. Okay, guys, we front ran the golden pocket here into the value area low. And so if coming up to like $67,000 or $66,950-ish, let's see if we can't get that SFP here and then just TP there. So we would be looking for a super precise, super low time frame scalp. This is literally on the 6-minute chart. But if we can sweep 66,955, come up here, sweep that, we can enter short here. And we could be looking just for a full TP, even at this. That's an 8-to-1 risk-to-reward ratio for a little scalp opportunity. If we come up there first, that could be a nice little play. Now, if we don't, if we break down first, if we continue to grind down first, then we can look for a long on sweeping this low. It's a double bottom. You can see here on the 6-minute, a double bottom. We can look for a long on sweeping that to come up and sweep these highs. I just want to look at our little channel from these two highs. Oh, thank you, Arpink. Okay, guys, really quickly, I do want to take a second to shout out the partners of the channel. So the main partner of the channel is BYDFI. They are a VPN and KYC free exchange. All you need is an email and a password to sign up. If you do sign up using my affiliate link in the description below, you can get a minimum of 20% discounts on trading fees and you can actually earn up to 40% discounts if you deposit some large amounts into the exchange. They're offering up to $8,100 in futures trading bonuses. And if you're futures trading on any platform, guys, you're going to earn extra money just from depending on how much volume you trade within those markets. So BYDFI is offering up to $8,100 extra for you. They also have some of the best initial deposit bonuses in the entire industry. For instance, if you deposit $100, you can get 50% deposit bonus. Most exchanges will only give you a 20% deposit bonus. They're giving you a 20% deposit bonus up to $1,000. You can get $200. And then they're giving you 10% deposit bonuses up to $20,000. Most exchanges will only give it up to $10,000. So if you're interested, use the affiliate link in the description. I've also partnered with BYDFI to create that Telegram community. It's a free community. It's a private community, but it is free. All you need to do to get into that community is join BYDFI using my affiliate link and deposit the minimum deposit of $100 or more. You can deposit more if you want to get some of these better initial deposit bonuses. And then once you've done that, and by the way, that is your money, guys. You're just depositing on the exchange in hopes that you will try out the exchange and like the exchange and use it as your primary exchange. But you're not paying me, you're not paying BYDFI. That's your money you're depositing into the exchange. You can withdraw it anytime you want. But once you've signed up with the affiliate link and deposited the minimum amount, you can click the Telegram link in the description of this video, or our Pink posted it in the chat. And in that Telegram verify channel, type in /verify and then your BYDFI user ID, which is going to be probably a string of letters and numbers that's up here for you. So /verify and your user ID, that'll get you into the Telegram. And once you're in, guys. I do in that Telegram try to keep you guys updated on any trades I'm taking on Bitcoin or the altcoins, and I try to let you guys know what I'm thinking throughout the day on Bitcoin. Second partner of the channel is Blowfin. It's another non-KYC exchange. So I have 2 KYC partners and 2 non-KYC partners. Blowfin is the second non-KYC. They're offering VIP1 for 30 days. If you deposit just $5, you can get a $10 voucher. And they have some really good initial deposit bonuses here as well. 20% on $100, and then you can get 10% on $10,000. And then Bybit and MEXC are the 2 KYC exchanges. Bybit's offering up to $30,000 in futures trading bonuses, depending on how much volume you move. And MEXC is offering a 10% initial deposit bonus up to $1,000. Then lastly, we do have NAMI down here. NAMI is a momentum and money flow indicator that I use for entry and exit confirmations on my trades. So like as we're coming up to this level here, if we come up to this level, I want to see bear divs as we're working our way up here, low time frame bear divs on NAMI or Market Cipher B or both. And if we are seeing bear divs, it gives me my confirmation that yes, this trade might play out and we could look for the short. I've partnered with NAMI to get you guys 50% off. So if you use the affiliate link in the description or our Pink posted in the chat, use that, click that affiliate link, and then when you're checking out in the promotion box, type in Divine50 as the discount code, and you can get 50% off of that. Okay, let's check the chat here. So yeah, I'll check near. Yeah, let's see if Bitcoin, let's see if we can't get one of these short or long scalps here during the stream. And Crypto Clan World, welcome in, my friend. Let's go to near. Let's see. Do I have an alert set on this guy? So I have alerts set on Bitcoin. We have alerts set on this high and this low. So whatever happens, if we're away, we'll get that alert. I think right now what we're probably likely to see is we're going to hold this and then break up here real quick. And then let's see if we might not get the short here, guys. We might not have confirmation. But it looks like, actually, we can even go in on the 1 minute chart. And let's see. Do you guys want to do some super degen scalping? Super degen. Now, I don't necessarily like this because to me, this is getting it a little bit into the realm of gambling. But let's just look at if we're going to long the back test right here right now. Stop goes below this low, targeting this high. That's a 2.62 risk reward ratio. That's not that bad, actually. You would have to long pretty much right now. Do we see confirmations to long? Not really. Let's check the 15-second strategy. This is a strategy that Jason uses. He uses the 5-second. I use the 15-second. I don't like it, though. You know, look at all these bear divs that you're forming, money flow draining out here. Jeez, and it's going to play out still. Gosh. I bet you we could even form here a 1-minute triangle. Something like this. Yeah, cool, man. If we come up to this golden pocket, you actually do have a nice setup on the 15-second time frame. If you develop another drive of bear div as you're coming up here, or like a couple drives, right? As you're coming up here, that could be a nice little short. But you can see, even on the 15-second time frame, you're kind of forming this triangle in here. Which has a higher probability to break to the upside. Now, let's just give an example, guys, real quick. If we're going to look at hitting this short right above us at like 66,950-ish, your risk, you have a 0.42%. So let's just say close to 0.5% stop loss, right? Or actually, no, that's even less than that. Let's use our example of the $1,000 portfolio. So we're risking $10. We're going to divide that by 0.00042. So $10 divided by 0.00042. You can actually wait, did I do that right? Hold on, let's see here. You're gonna move it over one. Yeah, yes, you can risk $23,000 on the exchange. 25x leverage. You put your account up to 25x leverage. It'll give you $25,000 in your account. You can actually risk $23,809. And if you get stopped out, you're only going to lose $10. We take that short, but actually, and we don't actually have the stop loss completely calculated yet, because what you want to see first on a swing failure pattern, you wick above the level, and wherever the wick stops, and once you lose the level, that's how you set your stop loss. You put it above wherever that wick goes. Okay, we're dumping a little bit here on the 1 minute. Do we see a scalp long opportunity? Man, here you could, same thing. It's a very small stop loss, right? Same thing here. You could risk about the same amount, you know, let's say 22,000 or so. I'm going to enter I'm going to enter this, guys, right here. Give me just a second here. I forgot I entered a scalp long on Solana earlier too. I'm up 17% on that scalp long on Solana. Okay, so I'm taking out at least 75% of my take profit when we hit here. Now, okay, can we get, yep, just right now is when we can enter, guys. Let me just mark it in. Okay, I'm in on it. I'm in. Risking 1%. And this is something I normally don't do, guys. I normally don't do this kind of degen 15-second, 1-minute scalp thing. My stop is below this low right here at 66,840-ish. This just looks like it wants to break up to me. Like this is, we're probably going to see this little thing if we break it, a spike above to take it, a pullback, something like that coming up. We're on the 15-second time frame, man. So it's we do have like a 15-second delay. Yes, and we are backtesting the channel. Absolutely. Look at, you broke out. Backtest, backtest. We could even maybe backtest again before. And of course, the market makers are watching and they're going to stop us out first. Let's get to the 1 minute. Yep, it's a backtest of the channel. Honestly, I'm just trying to find something for us, guys. I said I wasn't going to force a trade, and here I am trying to force a trade. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Tony. Please don't hate me. Honestly, even these as ultra low time frame scalps kind of would be much, much better. Okay, let me set an alert. Here. And we'll set an alert here. And we will look at near protocol. Okay, that's kind of done with. So near did bounce from the bottom of our Pitchfork band. This was really important, guys. We rejected the top of the Pitchfork band here, grinded our way down to the midline, bounced from the midline, but then rejected the lower limit of the upper band, fell through the midline because we rejected this, bounced from the lower band. We're reclaiming this midline, but we have not back tested the midline since. So this could fall to backtest the midline. And this is on the 4-hour time frame. So we might see, get rid of this. We might see that big. And I want to take our fib. We might see that low time frame drop still to backtest this thing. The big thing I'm looking for on near, and actually we can now move this to this lower high. If we can break this high on the daily time frame, it's a nice market structure change that I would really be looking for more of a macro bottom on near. Okay, wow. Yeah. Rejected POC. We bounced from value area low. You wicked a little bit past it to actually hit the Pitchfork band. And you see how I'm using an original Pitchfork here because this is aggressive. And we actually expected this to be aggressive here. And the reason why is this move up here is classified most likely as a 3-wave corrective move, right? Big impulse in A, pullback in B, impulse in C, and then you get your lower high. You get some lower highs in here before. So because this was a corrective move, we were looking to take out this low. Still, in some ways, we are looking to take out that low. We did. We finally did take out that low a few weeks ago. One, two, 1, 2. Here's your 3, 4, 5. Oh, man, you took out that. Okay, maybe this is a 1, and then there's a flat and a 2 here. 3, 4, 5. Okay, that there's a valid count here on the daily. A wave 1, you have your flat here in a wave 2. You have your wave 3, 4, and then 5 here. So because that could be classified as an impulse, we can pull our golden pocket from those lows to that high, and we could look, yeah, guys, golden pocket midline. I'm telling you, 107-ish. If we come down there, and it might take some grindiness to come down there, maybe another few days or so, but if we come down to that golden pocket right at that midline there, that could be a nice little long opportunity, swing long too, because if this is an impulse here, you get that pullback, and actually we're looking for a 3-wave corrective move overall on the higher time frames, right? So could you say A, B, C? Yeah, that's kind of, I don't like that as much. I would rather be looking for something like this, grind up, and then a grind down. Let's pull our volume of this upper guy. Yeah, so maybe a little bit more of a move up very, very locally to backtest 124.1 or 124.1. If we reject from 124.1, I would expect to move down to like 107.7. Yeah, I love Pitchforks, man. They are so nicely respected. What is going on with Bitcoin? No, are we going to lose it? I don't like this. Yes, holding again on a third backtest of the channel. Remember, this channel's just based off of this price action. So break out of it, backtest, backtest, backtest. Now do we shoot up? We need to start to reclaim this POC within the next like 5 minutes. Okay, let me check this chat. Short BNB at 589. Let's look at BNB. Yes, good, good, good. Close this 1 minute candle above. Let's do it. 3, 2, 1. Close above. If BTC gets above 67K, it can squeeze a little bit. Let's see. Yes, I agree. I agree. Well, if we get above 67K, once this here, 3-wave move, right? So yes, we could absolutely take out these highs because that initial dump here is a 3-wave move. So that's why I'm not guaranteeing a short here. We want to see the swing failure pattern, because if we don't get that, then you're going to come up and sweep both of these semi-equal highs. Okay, BNB was I gonna look at wait, you said from 589, 41. That's where we're at pretty much right now. Oh, you're probably looking at the SFP of this little. Yeah, probably you're looking at that SFP. I don't think I would be taking that. You're not seeing enough. If anything, you're going to want to sweep this pivot here at 590.31. What I would be like, honestly, I'm looking for BNB actually to move up to 606, 607-ish in a slow, grindy move up. Because that was the value area low. Value area low, holding, 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 lose it. Now we need a 3-wave corrective move to back test it. So let's pull our golden pocket from that range, that little micro range, this little micro range in here, to our low. And what I would be looking for, man, we might see something like this, pull back, and then come up for like a double top type of thing. And that would be your 3-wave corrective move. Yeah, but look at I personally would definitely not be shorting this here because you are seeing strength. It's holding above the VWAP for most of the day, holding above, and it's kind of just, it's ready to break this. It's ready to chop out of this. The other thing you could look for is this little pivot right here. If you SFP that pivot. Now, you are creating some nice 15-minute bear divs in here. From this high, you're seeing those bear divs starting to form. Money flow is draining out, but I would at least expect to take out this high at 590.31. Let's look at our 382 Fibonacci. Yeah, okay. You already rejected this high that you rejected was the 382. This 590.31 was the 382. But you're not really seeing a strong rejection. You just got a small pullback to VWAP pretty much. You're maintaining bullish market structure. Higher low, higher low, higher low, higher low, higher low. So I would not be shorting at least until you see some sort of break in market structure low time frame. I'd be wanting to take out this pivot. We'll set an alert here and see if we can get a short from that, scalp short from that. I might get stopped out, yeah. Yeah, you total degen. I know, Mr. Reki-chan. I'm going against my better judgment. I don't like to low time frame scalp like this because, especially on low liquidity days like this, because it's just, you know, you see wicks in the market, and since there's lower liquidity, you have a higher chance of getting stopped out. Gosh, yeah. My stop is below this pivot, but we need to keep holding this channel. If we break inside the channel, it's a loss for sure. And I think the market makers are listening. Yeah. Let's see what we get. It doesn't look good. Actually, I shouldn't have taken that just because you did have that 15-second setup here. And we don't see any 15-minute bullish setup. You know what's going to happen? It's going to stop this out and then go. Turbo is going to smoke Bitcoin in percentage gains. It might. So low liquidity altcoins like that can pump 1,000% pretty easy, and I don't expect Bitcoin to pump 1,000%. So in that respect, yes, it could. but it's also probably going to dump 95%. Actually, I think it's near all-time lows right now, where Bitcoin's nowhere near all-time lows. And Caesar, of course, absolutely for near. We have a red dot going to print on the daily time frame. Yes, we higher time frames, guys. I am still expecting the breakdown here. Like, I know what. Let me get to a different chart. High time frame, I am expecting a breakdown. I should have been paying attention to this Pitchfork too, because we're trying to get back inside of it and we can't. This is just starting to squeeze super tight in here. I just asked Grok AI a question, and I swear they have her voice cranked up to 10 on the sexy voice scale. That's so awesome. Well, our Pink, that's to keep you there, man. That's to keep you talking to her. But hey, it's better than an ugly voice, right? Channel is trying to hold. Wow, on the index chart, this wick is really high compared to Coinbase. Oh, I guess not. Never mind. I was thinking of this one. Here we go, boys. It's holding the channel. Market makers, tune out for 15 minutes. Tune out. Okay, guys, I am now going to move my stop loss to this lower high pivot. It's not much higher, but that lower high pivot. So 66,846. And we're in the green, baby. Yeah, I left right away. I don't need any of that in my life. Our Pink, I get it, dude. I get it. All right, hitting that high. We might see a small pullback from this, but I want to break up. Let's go. Come on, we're not seeing a rejection, but we're also not seeing a push above. Come on, guys. Okay, starting to see a little bit of a rejection. Yes, 15-minute close at that level, not below it. 15 seconds, sorry, not 15-minute. Do you guys like this very low time frame scalpy stuff? Did any of you enter that trade? Some fresh longs were coming in right there. On that last back test of the channel, some fresh longs were coming in. Okay, starting to reject here, guys. I'm going to pull out 25% just to cover my fees. Pulling out 25% now. Oh, geez, I I pulled out 25%, but I wanted to be sure. For me, this, what was this? A 3-to-1 risk to reward, or actually it was a 2.5-to-1, I think. 2.6 or something like that. Yeah, 2.6 to 1 risk to reward ratio. I pulled out 25% just to make sure. My stop is now moved up to this lower high pivot here. And I plan to take out still 75% of what's left now. 75% of what's left in the position I'll take out up here. One minute is now starting to create some nice bear divs. Look at this, these bear divs here. This is why we pull it out, guys. But I would like to keep in this 1 minute, like upwards channel structure. I would like to keep forming bear divs here until we get up to this golden pocket, because that could actually give us that super nice short, scalp short opportunity. Okay, let me see. Where was I at here? Would be so cool to get that pump to the SFP. Yeah, I'm hoping we do, R Pink. I'm hoping we do. Awesome, Caesar. Awesome. Oh, cool. You guys do like this. All right. Yeah, we can look at doing some low time frame stuff, guys. See, the thing is, this move is so, like, in the grand scheme of things, in a 1 hour candle, it might just be something like that, you know, not look so small and insignificant. But remember, your trading is based off your stop loss and your take profit levels. And so even a low time frame 1 minute scalp like this, you can earn 2%. And the goal as a trader is to make 1% a day, 5 days a week. So if you can make 5% a week, you know, this scalp here, which originally was a 2.5-to-1 risk to reward or 2.61 to risk to reward, could literally like cover 2 days on a super small scalp. And then, you know, of course, you get the big runners. I think on Solana, I need to take profit coming up here pretty quick at 81.13. Let me make sure I have my take profit set on Solana. And by the way, on Solana at 81.13, I will be looking for potential shorts if we have confirmation. Yeah, I think this is going to continue up, guys, but look at what we're printing. I mean, this is giving us a nice potential for a scalp short at this golden pocket at 66,950-ish. It's giving us potential short opportunity here. 6 minute bear divs could be printing. Yeah, low time frame scalping can be pretty good, you know? Yes, and Tony, price is a fractal. You know, the market never repeats, but there's definitely patterns. Like what I'm seeing here on the 1 minute, this is a lot of bot trading going on in this small 1 minute channel. So from this high to this low, look at, you're in a 1 minute channel here. You're just grinding. Now, if we bounce from this midline, I expect to come up to the top of the channel. So let me hide this. But this is all algo bot trading in here, and us. Like no one else is probably trading this. I mean, of course, some people, but yeah. I know, right? Lost X. We just we're playing around. It's a holiday weekend, and we were just looking at doing some fun little trades. But no, I normally don't do this at all. I'm winning the trade though. I'm definitely winning the trade so far. Took out 25% profit, and I am my stop loss has moved up to this lower high pivot here. The only problem with the low time frame scalping is that you gotta be quick to set the TP and the stop loss. Yes, true. I mean, we've had time though. I entered that. Was it here or here? I think I entered right on the POC pretty much. Awesome. Thank you for that, R-Pink. Okay, wait. I don't want to do that. R-Pink, will you send me that link in the Telegram? Yeah, and right now it basically is a free trade for me, Caesar. You're right. Kind of took that one just for the fun of it and to have a good live stream. But I've taken 25% out of it, and my stop loss, like I'll pretty much break even if I get stopped out. Yeah, 66.9, and that is right where we're looking. 66.9. Gerby Q. Yeah, please hit the like button, guys, if you're having fun with the live stream. Let me know what you guys think about this. Like, obviously, this is not something we're going to be doing all the time. I do like to cover the higher time frames and look at more of those day trades and scalp. When I say scalp trades, I'm like looking at the 15-minute for decent scalps on 15-minute time frame. Definitely not the 15-second, but we can do this every once in a while because it is nice. It is nice to kind of have this live price action dopamine hit with you guys. And yeah, we'll make sure we make these trades that have good risk management. The thing is, guys, if you're taking these trades with me, especially these ultra low time frame scalps, please, please, please be using actual risk management. Risking 1%. You know, if you longed here with me and you risked 50% of your portfolio, you have a very high chance of getting stopped out on this. You're going to lose 50% of your portfolio. So if you're taking these low time frames, please use proper risk management. Please, if I could implore you guys one thing, calculate your trades ahead of time. Get familiar with that calculator tool. There's even calculators. Let me see. It's cpx.cs is a crypto calculator that I used to use, a position size calculator. Let me make sure. Hold on, guys. Yeah. And if you, or just, you know, learn how to use the calculator tool. 1%. And you know, like, you can actually, you probably could ask AI. You could ask Grok to help you calculate your position size. You could ask ChatGPT to help you calculate your position size. But just risk management is by far the most important thing, guys. Jason has a big money. Jason's made big money on the 5-second. Yes. So you guys see how we've been diving in on the 15-second time frame? I took Jason's 5-second strategy and I kind of tweaked it to the same strategy, but I use it on the 15-second. And while Jason was doing that 5-second strategy, I did it for about a month and a half on the 15-second strategy. And I showed Jason it was actually very successful. And in some ways, I remember at one point, Jason even switched that 5-second to the 15-second because of what I showed him. And 15-second for me, it worked a little bit better. Okay, I'm about to get stopped out. Maybe. Let's see. We did have some pretty bad bear divs in here, guys. Look at this. In this channel, higher highs within this channel, lower highs here. Money flow looks garbage. Yeah, it's gonna get stopped. But it was still, that's why I took out a partial, guys. That's why I took out a partial to cover. Jason will scalp trade each 1 minute candle itself. Yeah, that's so crazy. Stopped out. Yeah, okay, so we're grabbing those lows. Let's see if we can't get a little bit of a reversal here. And if we do reverse, we can re-enter. Let's see if we can reclaim this channel. We can re-enter. Look for another scalp long. Because we are seeing potential bull divs on the 1 minute. Only if we reclaim, though. And remember, overall, we are seeing bearish CVD divergences. So I'm only looking to take out this high because we still are seeing those bearish CVD divergences. What am I doing? Pretty massive bearish CVD divergences. Oh, you don't have Telegram. Okay. Pink, are you friends with me on Discord? I think you should be. I'm going to check real quick. Let's see. Pink. Yeah, it doesn't look like we're going to get that reclaim, guys. Bansbell, I agree, man. I do think everything is setting up for a pretty big capitulation drop. I mean, you know that I've been pretty on the high time frames, pretty bearish to take out 60K for quite a while, especially after seeing our range high at 76K and then rejecting with an impulse. Wait, where was that at? 76K, way up here, and then rejecting it here with an impulse to the downside. I'm looking for the big bearish scenario. The big bearish scenario is a double 1-2 impulse, right? So 1 2 1 2, and then you're going to get your big 3 down and get some 4 5s coming in. That's what I would like to see. Now, yeah, you guys, I would like to come up to 66,950 to get the short, but you can see right around 66,950 is going to be that back test of the Pitchfork, and we're really struggling to get back inside of this Pitchfork. We're really struggling here, so I would like to see that. And we're creating bearish CVD. You know, this is a bit of a triangle forming from yesterday's little push up. No, I would do this then. Here, a bit of a triangle forming in here. And I don't like this chop down pretty much underneath the pitchfork. Earlier in the week, we were chopping mostly above it. Oh, and the Gaussian channel is super guppy. Okay. Yeah, that's what I was going to say. It doesn't look like the link. Oh, you posted in Jason's Discord. Okay. Let me see here. Um, did you post that, our pink in the BTCTA discussion? Oh, Gaussian channel on the weekly turned red. Okay, wow. Where is that post? Couldn't break that 67K. That was a 15-minute 200 moving average. Above that price would have a squeeze. Below it, yeah. So that's a YouTube video. Is that our pink a YouTube video? Sorry, guys. I'm just looking for some this. Okay, I'll look for it in just a bit here. Let's see. Is Bitcoin gonna try to reclaim this? No, probably not. Let's see if we could actually get a scalp. I don't even like that, actually. Let's go here. Yeah, let's see if we can get a scalp from the Golden Pocket as well. Or, yeah, Golden Pocket VWAP up to 66,950. I want to see this continue to chop in here. Public chat and general discussion. Okay. Wait, are you do you have this like yellow emblem with like this flower looking thing in it or this? All right. Let's check out how Solana's doing. Yeah, I would like to see Solana continue this grind down into that area so then we can get the long to the value area low. Back test, the bearish back test. This was really nice here, guys. We had all these higher highs. We had lower highs in here. We did print a hidden bear div on this high. I actually am expecting us to come down. And we're even seeing, no, not bear divs, but that's the symbol for the Fibonacci golden ratio. Oh, nice, man. I just added you as a friend on Discord, rpink. Okay, this is the page you're showing me. It shows the order book. And is it aggregated or showing the price for each exchange here? Yeah, we did look at all those big shorts that came in 66, 800, 900 pretty much. Interesting. This is cool. Developing some 1 minute bull divs here. I would like to see this chop a little bit lower. Is there anything else you guys want to look at here today on the live stream? Any other actually I did want to check out gold. Let me just check out gold real quick. I'm still in the long from 4200. 4206 I believe it was. We back tested this and then we started to move up pretty aggressively and I got in. Yes. I think you're going to take out that high from Wednesday, excuse me, because you did front run that golden pocket just a bit. You have this 4-hour order block in here. Heck, you know what? I might look to add to this if we come back down. Actually, are we flipping VWAP? Yeah, this actually looks like 1 2 1 2. We want to see a big explosion here relatively soon on gold. I trade gold on Bybit, not BYDFI, guys. XAU USDT, and I will post right now in the Telegram just to show you guys I actually am long on gold from where I say. Okay, SanDisk. Yeah, we'll check out SanDisk, Mu, WorldCoin, AVAX. Yeah, let's we'll go through some of these real quick here. I just posted a screen capture of that gold long 4206. Okay, let me very quickly here. Okay, we created an alert. If we come down to VWAP where that golden pocket is, I'm potentially looking for a scalp long to come up to 66,950. What's sand? SNDK. I think this thing dumped pretty hard recently. Yep. And then you're bouncing from your midline. This is actually doesn't look too bad to me because you are creating this sideways range in here and you're trying to break out of the value area high of the range. But look at that perfect bounce from the Pitchfork midline. Now, I am using a skiff Pitchfork, so the thing is, this trend is starting to weaken, excuse me. But we're breaking above the value area high. You kind of had a quick flash crash to backtest the Pitchfork upper band and the value area high in your holding. So at the very least on SanDisk, I would look to take out this high at 710. Let's see if we have our 786 above that. Yeah, and the 786, I would be looking to come up to 730 at least. You had some nice bull divs on NAMI on the 4-hour coming into that Pitchfork bottom there. So today's daily candle is going to be important. If you close your daily candle above 673.25. I mean, it's likely we come up to 730, but we could even come take these highs out at 777. Upon taking those out, though, if we're seeing more 4-hour drives of bear div, I would be looking to short it. Yeah, actually, this would be super nice. So if we can get a couple more highs in here, we're starting to see that exhaustion now, right? In here, you had your big aggressive move. Now you're starting to see the exhaustion. If you can get a couple more highs in here with continued bear divs, all these bear divs coming in, and you have the money flow bear div really aggressively on the daily time frame. If I was in this for much lower, I would start to be DCAing out of this. Yeah, weekly bear divs. Weekly bear divs. Yeah, I mean, like 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4. I mean, you could be done with it even. But the way it's looking, at least locally within that range, it doesn't look like it wants another high. And actually, what we can look at is from this last daily pivot low in here, you can see very nicely 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. This was a 3-wave corrective move and a 4. Here's a 5. Here's your secondary 4. So you need one more high to finish this last leg of the impulse. Actually, that is super nice. So as soon as you take out this high at 777, I would really be cautious. Really, really be cautious on this thing. Weekly bear divs, daily bear divs, at the end of your last leg. And this is a super nice impulse in here. You see all this choppy overlap, and then you get the explosion in a 3. You got that perfect zigzag correction here in a 4. Coming right down to the 1-to-1 Fibonacci extinction. Perfect correction right there. Perfect corrective move. You got your wave 5 here. Then you got a pullback. I bet you that's around the golden pocket. Actually, it's going to be the 786. So you got your pullback to the 786 on your second 4. Now you need one more 5 to get above. And what we can do is we can pull the channel from those 2 major daily highs down to that low. If you get up to the top of this channel, 800 to about 805, 810, that is where I would really be looking to take some profit and potentially flip short on this thing. Okay, let's go into AVAX really quickly here. So on the, yeah, man, we were trending up within this. I just move that. There we go. With AVAX, we were trending up. Let me get rid of some of this stuff. Trending in this channel, we took the liquidity from these little highs in here, and then we're losing it now. We haven't back tested it yet, so you could rise a little bit more to back test it, but I don't like, this looked corrective to me. This entire channel looks corrective to me. I still think that AVAX does want to come down to like that 650 area, but let's pull our volume profile here. You are holding the value area low just like Bitcoin is. Yeah, but this is the strange thing here. This looks best as a 3-wave corrective move. Then you have your 3-wave corrective move here. Then you have your 3-wave corrective move here. So that could have been a WXY correction to make a higher low. Actually, that's tough because you still look at in here. And that was a flat in your B. Two-hour time frame. A, here's your flat and a B. Here's your C. Probably rejected that golden pocket. Yep, pretty much right at the golden pocket there. This local uptrend that we've been seeing might continue until we get up to the POC, which is at like 917, 918, 917, 918. Yes, that's exactly what 918. I would be looking for 918, guys, on AVAX, where we could see a dump come, a little bit of a dump come in. You're holding VWAP, you're trying to hold VWAP here. If you hold this, I would expect the move up to 918. As far as the larger time frames go on this thing, man, I know on, yeah, we do have this daily order block in here. Very small order block or supply zone in here. So I would be looking to come down to that 650 area. It's also going to be these highs, like the listing highs in here. But AVAX is a coin that I do have some spot on, and I am very bullish long-term on AVAX. If you can get one more low, taking out this low at 750, you would create potentially some really nice bull divs here. But we'd have to be looking at like 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5 coming down here, and you could get some really nice bull divs. You have also bull divs on money flow here on the daily. And then from the crash low in October, look at all these nice bull divs developing here. AVAX is a coin that when it really is starting to bottom, I think it could do well in the bull market. So like if you're bullish on AVAX, the next major low we make, I would really be looking at DCAing. And you can see that's kind of our base, except for our very beginning of the listing, you know, for listing correction for a few weeks, and then you get the pump. But for the most of the life of the coin, this like $9 area, $9 to $7 area is like the base. And it's holding very nicely at that base. If we look at our volume profile of this entire upper range, yeah, you are at the value. Man, like, honestly, guys, I think it's not a bad time to be buying AVAX. Look at these weekly bull divs developing here. Money flow coming to the upside. And then you even have bull divs. I guess very slight bull divs between these weekly money flows. I would like to see another low, though. Low this guy. Where did that go? Okay, let me see. Yeah, I do think AVAX is a sleeper. Have you ever seen monthly bull divs? I think we did on Bitcoin once. Let's check this out. Maybe not. Maybe we haven't. I mean, the monthly bottoms out so rarely on Market Cipher. Now on Nami, you will see bull divs on Nami on the monthly. Here's a good example right in here. You can see you have the lower lows in the price action here, higher lows here. But when you start to see weekly bull divs or weekly bear divs, that's when you can start looking for major tops and bottoms. As we were coming up here, I was warning everybody, we were seeing so many drives of weekly bear div. So many, like, look at how aggressive this is. Here, bear div, but even in this range here, towards the end of the year, look at these bear divs coming in. And then that's when you finally see your drop. As soon as money flow on Nami crosses into the red, you get the big drop. But on Market Cipher, it's when it really starts to top out. Nice. Dr. Goat, you've been DCAing AVAX. Made 300K last bull market on buying it at the same levels. Very cool, man. Very cool. Vic Surfer 618, what's up, man? Yeah, thank you. Confirm. Thank you for being here, man. Confirm 2-week green and 3-week VWAP wants to tap the 0. Yes, awesome, man. Okay, let me see. What was I gonna just check? ANC. That's a stock, huh? Oh wait, not ANCR. ACN, sorry. ACN. You are seeing potential bull divs on the weekly here, but that money flow is very bearish. So I would be waiting for that to bottom out. And then even on Nami, you could see the bull divs on the weekly in here coming in. So let's mark out some of this stuff. We'll mark out. Yeah, and even bull divs on the daily time frame. Money flow starting to curve up. Look at these multiple drives of bull div. This actually looks pretty decent, man. Where are we? Okay, so golden pocket. Let's pull it to this low. You're in your golden pocket and you're like finding some support here at the golden pocket on the monthly time frame. And you are right around the 1-to-1 and the 1.236. I don't like how you saw this bounce from the 1-to-1 but made a lower high and then crashed straight through it. What I'm looking at here is a potential ABC correction, right? Like A, B, and then you have that 3-wave move in a B, and then a C in here to the downside. Oh, man. Okay, let's pull our bearish pitchfork. And we're going to be looking at our original, because this could give us a good dump in a wave 3. So Yeah, look at very nice respect on this thing. You might continue to chop a little bit lower to the 1.618. 166 would be the bottom of your Pitchfork band, and that 1.618 Fibonacci. But if you get a bounce from 166, you continue kind of grinding this down to 166, I would only be expecting a move up to like your golden pocket, or maybe you're even going to reject from this midline here. Yeah, it's a bit of a tough one with this guy, because I do think you could continue a little bit lower with that weekly money flow. But as far as our more local time frame, you have very nice bull divs. Even on the daily, you have bull divs. On the weekly, you had bull divs. But money flow looked bad. So could be forming somewhat of a range down here near this macro golden pocket. Actually, I would be looking for like this area as a range that could form. You could form some accumulation in here between that midline and this lower band. And with the crazy bull dibs that we're seeing here, and the money flow just about to crossing into the green, I would be expecting a move up, probably at least to your golden. Actually, golden pocket's already been tapped. So I would be expecting, let's see, let's pull our volume profile here. Dang, that was a tough resistance. That was your golden pocket value area high, but you're holding the value area low and you're breaking above the POC. So you could even be expecting a move up now that the golden pocket's been tapped to come up to this 786 Fibonacci in here. Let's see if we get any. So the SFP into the naked daily also would be something I'd be watching for. This is a potential resistance in here. But it does look like we are going to get a move at least up to that based off these 4-hour bull divs that we're seeing. I'm not sure if you're looking to buy this spot, but with the daily bull divs, the weekly bull divs forming, you might get a little bit lower this chop in here. You might see something like a channel in here for a bit, but it is starting to now look pretty juicy here for like spot buys because of what you're seeing on the high time frames. Monthly RSI had bull divs in 2022. Thank you, Vic Surfer. I appreciate the kind comment, man. Okay, guys, I do got to get going soon, but let me check Bitcoin here. I want to see, we were doing ultra low time frame degenning today. Like we were even checking the 15-second time frame. I got like a break-even trade, but man, okay, not looking at that golden pocket anymore. It would be super nice, guys, the way this is developing here. Look at all this chop in here, higher highs in here, and if we're developing lower highs, $66,950-ish, that SFP into the golden pocket there could give us a short just to come down to like 66.7-ish. but it's probably going to be very low and choppy. Like even this range here is starting to get squeezy. Let's throw those trend lines on again. This is the basic one that I'm watching. So if we come up here first, SFP, and then come down, boom, right into that golden pocket value area low, that could give you your, man, I still think we could get one more high all the way up to 68K. I think that this could be a larger kind of corrective move to come up to 68K. But the high time frames, I'm expecting the breakdown. And of course, now that we got stopped out of that long, it's going to play out. Tell you, the market makers, they really do watch. I'm not saying me, I'm saying they watch the order books, they watch where people enter, they stop them out, and then they continue. Yeah, so I have an alert set here. I'm only going to take this short if we get the confirmed swing failure pattern, guys. So we want to come up, pierce above, start to close below. Then I would be expecting a move down. We could get that move down to value area low, which is around your golden pocket, 68.750-ish to like 68.7, or sorry, 66.7 to 50 to 66.7. And we have liquidity resting into the value area low in the golden pocket down here. And so with the weekend, knowing that this weekend is probably going to be low volatility, chop, that's kind of going to be the scalp trades I'm looking at. If we don't SFP this into this golden pocket and reject, I'm looking to take out these two highs. These are pretty much equal highs in here. Equal highs at 67. And if we look at, where was that? Actually, we don't have much liquidity above there. But there is a lot of liquidity at 66,000. Where was that? Yeah, coming down to like 66,000 would take the liquidity below us, our local liquidity below us. How does the order flow look? Still creating bearish CVDs, guys. I mean, it's not absorption, obviously. Look at this chop in the open interest here. And what we're seeing right now is just a little bit of a short squeeze. Markets are, open interest is pushing down. CVD is pushing up. That means that longs are entering the market, but it's not new long positions. It's shorts that are getting stopped out. So do we short squeeze up to 67 to take that liquidity? Anyways, guys, I am going to get going for Easter weekend. I've got some things to do to prepare for Easter. I appreciate all of you so much. Thank you always for being so supportive, so kind and everything. And we'll get back into it next week. I do think next week is going to be some volatile price action. Like I just have a feeling that next week the range is going to break. Now, it might be towards the end of the week, but I have a feeling, and this is just a gut feeling, so could be wrong, but I have a feeling that we could see the break of the range next week. So we'll obviously be looking to take those trades. Remember, Solana, I'm looking to come up a little bit higher to that value area low. The back test of the value area low could give us a nice short. We didn't get this. Because this looks corrective in here to me. So if we continue up, we could get that short. And then for Ethereum, well, I wanted to see us come down and take this liquidity, get along into this golden pocket that hasn't been hit at 2041 to 2038. We're starting to break that little triangle that was forming. Don't like that. If we break above this POC, you can see how pretty much for the past couple of days, this POC has been resistance for us. I think we're going to see a move up towards our golden pocket value area high, but golden pocket looks pretty good up there, 2115-ish. And you could even get up to the 786, which is going to be at that pitchfork band. By the time we get up there, it's going to be in pretty close confluence with it. You know, if we break above this, flip it, maybe see some chop around the value area high, that's when we could get some of that. But thank you guys all so much. Please hit the like button on your way out. Have a good Easter weekend. I will post in the Telegram if I do take any trades. I'm not going to be looking for scalps over the weekend like we were today. But if I do post a trade, I will let you know in the Telegram. I will try to let you guys know ahead of time what I'm looking for, what trade I'm entering. And then I've got some exciting stuff coming up with Bybit with a Telegram bot, guys. They have a Telegram bot that I can put in the trade, like the stop loss, the entry, you know, and you guys can use your own position sizes and stuff. But I'm in the process of doing a test on that. And I'm probably going to test it, to be honest with you guys, for like at least a month or so to make sure that it's all good. But that way you guys might be able to like follow any trades that I take. So love you guys. Have a good weekend. And I will see you Monday, unless you're in the Telegram.